Welcome to the I Can Do That Unscripted podcast. Today is part 2 of my interview with current and 10-year-long team member, Renee.
And so, I'm curious, like, as you then went through your schooling and then you stayed in LA and you started auditioning or continued auditioning, what was that like going from being a part of like community theater and then you're in school and then what was the real world of auditioning and acting in LA from your experience?
Yeah, totally different. Obviously, like I always wanted to be an actor and I always was interested in film and television. I wanted to do theater as well, but like I was never seeking out like
Like that in particular?
yes, yeah. I wanted to act and
Yes.
there's more acting opportunities in film and television. I also love the intimacy of film and television, so that was something that really appealed to me of really diving into a character and having it's different because you're not performing the same thing multiple nights in a row, right? You're
Exactly.
piecing it together. So I started auditioning. It's the rejection gets a little easier, funnily enough. I think when you're in like extracurricular or community theater,
Right.
again, it's the same people you're competing. It's also like with plays or shows, like you audition and then you're like working on the show for, anywhere from 8 weeks to a few months before you perform. Okay, I didn't get this thing I submitted to in LA.
Right.
There's 15 other opportunities that I can
Right.
submit to the next
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
So that rejection becomes a little bit easier. It's also a lot of not rejection. You submit blindly
It's just nothing.
and you don't
Dead
hear anything
air.
back. And so you get into this art of like, okay, I'm just going to do my best. I'm going to try to decipher what they're asking for.
Yes.
You don't get a lot of communication. Theater is pretty structured and like prepare a monologue.
Right.
Prepare a cut of this song, show up, do your thing. You'll find out if you get a call back or not. It's different. It's a lot of like putting it out into the ether and
which is like
And
interviewing
it's-
for a job too.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds interesting. That sounds like
Let me
something I'd be
put in my
good
job.
at.
Yeah.
I'm good at put it out, but there are also like 30 other people applying for this same thing, and
it also
and not being like stuck on the outcome of like I have to get this, but
yes.
and how are they choosing what they're looking for?
Well, and so that
can't be on the other side.
that also like was really eye-opening of I started to understand I don't know if this came from working at ICDT or if this came from just, graduating college and auditioning. I started to understand casting a little bit more.
Yeah.
I started to understand the intricacies, the difficulties, this person's great, but they're just like maybe not quite the right fit for this role.
Right.
Or, okay, like with film and television, like unfortunately, if you have another curly haired person, I have curly hair.
Right.
If you can't see me, if you're watching just or listening.
yeah.
If you're looking for a role and you have somebody else who has curly hair and they're going to be cast, like it's confusing for an audience if you have
Right.
somebody else who looks like them. So,
Right.
okay. Heights, like that plays a big
Exactly.
role of like,
Truly.
oh, this person's going to look for
gonna be
filming these
awkward
shots,
or-
it's going to be awkward
Right.
if you have somebody who's 6'4" and somebody who's 5'4". Like framing, you can't get that. And so you start to understand like what you're being evaluated against, and a lot of it is not you.
Your
It's
talent.
not your talent. It's not your audition.
Right.
It's a whole manner of things. It's also like what they're going for. Sometimes it's like they're great, but they did this role, they played it more like sophisticated, and we're
Yes.
really looking for somebody like edgy,
Right.
And it's not that your read was bad. It's not that your analysis or character interpretation was bad. It's also like the biggest thing is the time that it takes to audition. You're often getting things you need to submit in 48 hours if you're lucky.
Right.
If you can memorize your sides, that's great, but like you don't have to, but it's
It
better.
looks
It looks better if you memorize
for
your
sure.
sides.
Yeah.
And you have to find somebody to read with you off off screen.
Right.
That was the hardest part, was
like sourcing, quickly.
somebody, quickly.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, going through your closet, like, what can I put on that like works? Okay, I need to get my lighting all set up. I need to get
Right.
my stuff all set up to film. And you're, just in this constant state of submitting, finding out if they want you to actually audition, getting your sides, putting that out, seeing if you hear back or not. It's just a constant
and
flow.
like being really flexible. Here's the ask. I'm going to put all this energy out. It might not go anywhere. I need to,
it's like you treat every audition. I got to the point where it's like, it doesn't hurt.
Yeah, why not?
Even if I, like, sometimes you get a side and you're like, I don't know what they want from me. I don't know what they're asking for. But why not?
Right.
Like, why not just throw my hat in the ring?
Yes.
What's the worst thing that can happen? And once you kind of start viewing it like that, it loses a lot of that, like, intensity. It loses a lot of the self-judgment, the self-criticism of...
Right.
And when you're reflecting on all those casting things, it's not like, oh, I didn't do this or I did that.
I must have, botched it. I must have done so poorly, and it actually ended up being your curly hair.
Yeah, you have a much more holistic view and understanding. And and sometimes, like, you get roles and sometimes you don't, and it's okay. And that was, like, I think working in that capacity really helped, of like, okay, I understand now how this works.
From all these different perspectives. And like, and you're not in the room, you're not hearing them deliberate about everything. You know what I mean? Like, you could have been in a lot of those conversations, but you might just get a no or a non-response. Like, you really can't know. So if you can't know, why assume the negative?
Exactly.
You can maybe assume every time it was between me and this other chick. And they went this direction. Like, why not build yourself up enough to be like, okay, and I'll just keep putting it out there. It's not evidence that you're not doing great at what you're putting out there.
Yes. And I think when you start seeing the decisions, like, after the fact, when you see who they went with, or you see the direction it went, you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, they had a different view, and I was picturing myself, but I get what they were going for. And but then when it meets and you find the thing that fits for you, then great. And
I also think because it's such a fast turnaround time. And I think this is the same for theater auditions, at least like when you're, filming a self-tape and submitting.
Right.
The like investment that you're putting in doesn't feel as significant as when you're preparing for a role in like a production, right? Like, I feel like when you find out, oh, they're doing this show, and then you envision yourself, you're like, I'm going to be this role. And a lot of the times you're working with new work, new material. You don't have any preconceived ideas of who this is, this role.
You don't have a context.
Yeah, you can't really envision yourself in it. So you don't have that layer of like expectation and then that disappointment.
Right.
Yeah,
that
you just have
sense.
some words on a page and you're like, okay, let me try to decipher this and figure it out.
See if you have some of the things that, because they already know all of that, they're like, actually, I think she could go in this direction.
And so I think it's easier in that sense, because I think when you, with theater, especially, like when you're auditioning for a show, you know the full show, you know who you're auditioning for, you really can see it, you start to visualize it.
Right.
And you're also preparing for usually a longer time.
Yes.
With this, it's such a fast thing that it just
which
helps
could be
you.
kind of the fun of it too. And that's and that's interesting to see with our students and like with friends that we have, of like seeing which ones of them went forward into the film direction, commercial direction, movie direction versus theater. It's a different.
They're different,
but it's different industry too. In its own. Takes a different kind of person and all of that. So I love it. Okay. So, you've now been connected to I Could Do That for 10 years, almost exactly 10 years. So, and as you've heard, like, she's been with us, she's gone to school, come back. And so there have been multiple times. So I would say, like, in some ways, like, what do you think has kept drawing you back?
Oh, I think the thing that draws me back about ICDT is that you feel really valued here. It's also like a very fulfilling role. not the job role, but the role in like the community and what we do.
I hope the job role can also.
Yeah, also the job role, but I just meant like
No, I know.
you know,
but like we're like
like
what we're
hopefully it's
creating for
everyone, not
Yeah.
just like. But it's
Yes.
knowing what we're creating, growing up in this community, and not having something like this, knowing that I'm participating in creating that for others
Yeah.
is really valuable. It's also like a place where I can really grow exponentially. You know, I can submit an application in a lot of places. I don't know the ins and outs of the company the way that I do with ICDT. I get to explore a lot of different roles, job roles here,
Totally.
and explore like as we grow, like, you know, I'm working as operations director, I'm managing people, I'm experiencing opportunities that I might not otherwise have, especially considering that I anticipated like going into acting, going into theater. You don't really manage people in theater. Like that's not, you know,
Yep.
none of my classes were about doing that. It's like,
Yes.
how do you look in the script and find their super objective? Like,
Right.
yeah,
Yes.
you know, it's a completely different skill set, and it's
Yes.
something that I get to explore here
Yeah.
in a safe, like, just like the kids, I get to explore it in a safe place with
Yeah.
just amazing coworkers, amazing people who really care, an amazing community who, you know, love and support our mission, what we do. And also in a place that needed this. Like Danville was in need of this, and we get to really explode and go down different avenues and create something that hasn't been here and hasn't existed, and do it from the perspective of people who are from this community and know
Yeah.
what's needed and know
Right.
what's important here. So
And it's kind of like the world / Danville is our oyster, and together we're gonna figure out like what is wanted and how are we gonna do this.
Yes,
It's like
yeah.
the community building for the community in an area of our
Yeah.
passion.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. Okay. Yeah. So what's it been like being a part of and watching I Can Do That grow? So when you were with us, you know, you were an employee, you were a volunteer. At
Yes.
that point, Trisha and I were also volunteers of the company, right?
Yes.
And now we have, you know, this summer we had 50 plus employees.
Yeah.
So, yeah, looking back, could she have imagined this would be where?
I mean, I think the thing to consider,
Yes.
for everyone who doesn't know, Shayna is magical and she just makes things happen. So, so whatever she dreams will be reality someday. So,
A manifest.
I mean, I think from the beginning, like obviously there was big dreams of
Yeah.
like where we would go, but also I don't think we ever envisioned to the level that we've been doing it.
Yeah.
I also think like a lot of our expansion has come out of necessity,
Right.
has come out of not wanting kids to be on wait lists,
Yes.
wanting to accommodate for our community and
Right.
more people, and make sure that we were providing a service for as many people as possible. And so it's been really fun to see our growth. It's been also a little bit terrifying to see our growth.
Yeah, the whole time.
We're always, I like to say that we're building the plane, or
Yeah.
as we're flying it, or
As it's taking
yeah,
off, yeah.
So it's a lot of like, okay, we did this thing, and now let's figure out how we do this.
Right. We've now announced
Yeah.
this. And so I guess now we need to, and people are signing up. So like now we've got to
Yeah.
build it. Make it work.
But yeah, just even from the beginning of like watching us
Yeah.
have more people sign up to audition than we had spots for, it was like, oh my gosh,
Crazy,
okay,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
people want this. Okay, how do we help provide this for more people? How do
Right.
we do this? So
Yeah.
it's been really amazing to see. It's incredible. Like our performing arts center is amazing. I always got to brag about it. Like, you know, when I was off in the world, I'm like, well, back home, like I work with this company and we have this performing arts center and we do like, you know, there's the main stage and junior. I don't think we had kids at this point,
Right,
but you know, like
right.
all of these
Yeah.
different things. And so,
Yeah.
I'm really proud, and it's been really, just exciting and incredible to watch. Like as we've gone from all of us volunteering to, you know,
Yeah.
a stipend to all these
Yeah.
different steps and stages, and knowing that like the investment was because we all care.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah. That's, 100%. That's why we're all here, is like either because we had our own personal experience in theater that moved us so much, or you're seeing these students get so much value out of it and watching them become who they're going to become. Like, we're not just putting out programming, like these are a part of their childhoods. Like, even if it's for a session, we're a part of their story, and that's so meaningful. And there's a really big responsibility there, and we all take that really, really seriously. Yeah, you talked about that we grew out of necessity and need. And it really was, like, in the sense of, we were like, okay, well, we never, when Jerusha and I were talking about starting the company, the company we grew up in had 40 kids total in it. So we're like, if we have that, like, we'll have, like, surpassed our wildest dreams. So when we had more kids auditioning than we had spots for, that was territory we never thought we would be in. We also were that wasn't a goal of ours, right? And so it became like a what if game. And I think I can do that as a lot of what if. Okay, well, what if we started, breaking the age ranges? Like, right now, when we started, we were 8 to 18. And then we're like, okay, well, what if we do then like 10 to 18 and we have a younger group, right? And then, okay, well, what if we then break it into 7 to 10 and then 10 to 14 and 14? So it's always been this growth of, we have this interest, and so there's this need. We want to serve them. We don't want to have these wait lists or be turning kids away. And so what are we capable of doing? And then, we need more teachers, and it just kind of like built from there. Yeah. And also the community telling us more and more about what they love and what they want more of and interested to see. And yeah. All right. So in the past 6 months or so, you'll know the timing. Your best friend moved from LA to join the company. So like, what made you want to work together, and why did you think I could do that would be a good fit for her?
Yeah. So Desiree, who's our programming director, I met while I was at SDSU. Yeah. She was actually there for her master's program while I was getting my bachelor's, but we're the same age, so we bonded pretty quickly. She's she's incredible. If anybody's interacted with her, she's amazing. She's brilliant. So I obviously knew, like, we were looking for this kind of programming director role. And we were having a conversation, and I was just like, hey, like, our company, like has spots. Like, I think you'd be really good at this, but, like, there's no pressure, obviously. Like, you don't need to do that. I was like, but I'm living, we were in LA at the same time. I ended up moving back here, but then, I was like, there's no pressure, but I was like, it's really incredible. And she's had a lot of experiences being in rooms where her kind of opinion wasn't valued, and
in the theater
industry. And I said, like, that's not how it is here. Like, we don't have that. We're all learning. We're all
trying to do this together
and respecting everybody's perspective and what they bring to the table. So, I was like, if you're interested, let it settle. She kind of reached out and was like, hey, I think I might, well, why don't I interview?
Right.
And so we set up an interview. I was like trying to be as like
neutral as
neutral.
Possible.
I was like, okay,
friend.
Here's your interview, but like,
right.
Don't involve me.
I'm not trying to swing
you. I don't want to like.
Right.
But then you guys met, and it was just it just felt right, and so she came and joined the company, and has integrated like so easily, like just has such an understanding of what we're trying to do. She brings a lot of experience in similar veins. So it's been great working with her. Also, like, living close to her again has been really positive. It's fun. We never worked directly together. Obviously, like, we were in school at the same time. I knew her work ethic and all of that. Right. So I wasn't concerned about that. And so it's just been great, and we get to work together, and
I mean, it's the whole idea of like, good people know good people, right?
Yes,
and you never know. I could have a friend that I think would work out great and bring him in, and it's just not a fit. you really can't know until someone is on the team, right? An interview is
Yeah.
great, but until someone's in the job, like you really can't know, especially when you're a growing company. And so you might be creating that role as you're bringing that person in.
Yeah.
So it's not like, here's your job description, it's going to be this for the next 5 years.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of it, is we need people who are flexible and understanding that we are still a startup at 10 years old. And but so when Renee told us that, you know, she had a friend, and I think you mentioned Desiree like years before, and I was
Probably,
like,
yeah.
and I was like, okay, like, just, you know, anytime, you know, she's interested or whatever. But once we knew
Yeah.
that she was maybe available and you were open to the idea of having her, like, she's already been vetted, you know, to a certain extent. And it was amazing. And that's how we've found, like, a good number of our employees have been through like friends of friends, or you've worked with someone else in the past, and it's been these connections. And that's like a dream of mine and ours, is to continue growing the company in that way.
Yeah.
Like, I imagine that we're going to have, like, I can do that, parents coming on and like joining the team as employees, part-time, full-time, whatever it is. Like, you already know this world. We already know this. And so, so yeah, as you'll see, we'll be continuing to put out job descriptions, and it really is like, you guys know, and you know who we all are as an organization. And so if you have a gut feeling of like, there could be a match, like, let us know. Because the only thing we are as a company is people. Like, there's no company. It doesn't exist. It's just a bunch of people working hard together, loving what they're doing, and trying to like figure this out. And so more like-minded, positive, flexible people, the better.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
she, like, as you said, like, integrated so beautifully, and has been such an amazing addition to the team. And like, sweet to see you guys together and lunching. It's just the best.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people get to work with their best friends.
No.
So.
Or their best friend or their sister. So
So it's a unique,
we have it all.
fun experience.
I love it. All right. Okay. So yeah, from your perspective, what do you think it really takes to thrive at I Can Do That, both from a student perspective and a team member? And it might be kind of similar.
Oh, creativity.
Yeah.
Everybody has it, but you know, really allowing yourself to access it. I think flexibility, like classroom and here, you have to be flexible. I mean, physically flexible for our dancers, but more like emotional,
Actually,
you know,
when you're,
mental
when you're,
flexibility.
you know, interviewing to become an employee, we do see, you know, we ask you, can you do the splits? Can you do a back bend? Yeah, check all those things.
So right in front of us, you know.
Right, please.
No, not actually. That's not a
none
job
of
requirement.
That was all. Yeah.
Unless you're a dance teacher. That might be a job requirement. But flexibility, like mental flexibility, the ability to adapt and change. You know, your director gives you a note. How do you incorporate that? You have to be flexible. You have to, you know, let go of your ego. I think that's a huge thing here. I think also just like having an enjoyment for what we do. I know that sounds silly, but, or maybe not the best words for it, but it's all fun. It should be fun. And if it's not fun,
what are you doing?
Yeah, something's wrong if it's not fun.
Right.
So how do we make it fun?
Yeah, we're doing children's musical theater here, guys. Like,
yes, yeah. And I think also just hang on, let me I think also collaboration and like teamwork, that's a huge thing. Like working with a cast, working with coworkers, with everybody, learning that like if we're not all supporting it, it falls. So
we're
all important, and how can we make sure that everybody is supporting it in their way, what they bring to the table? It's the same thing. Like without an ensemble, the dance numbers are not fun. They're, you know, like that's what makes a dance number.
Right.
But also like you need the leads. You need all of these different elements. You need the person who's closing the curtains. Like they don't, you know, you need people moving set pieces. It's all important. It's all just as important as anything else. Yeah. And that's what makes it happen. It's the same thing. Like without operations, sending the email to and then getting the tickets set up, people can't buy the tickets to come see the show. Like it all ties together.
It really is a village. Like it really does take a village to. Yeah.
So
Okay. Excuse me. So, okay. looking forward to the next 10 years, if I can do that. So of all of our like programs and initiatives and ideas that we've talked about, like, can you name one of them that like gets you personally excited for the future, whether it's in like 6 months or it's in 6 years?
I mean, I want us to have our own theater. That's like the big
That's
dream.
the big dream.
The big dream.
Yep.
I would really love for us to expand our early childhood offerings. That's something that like I feel is really important. Developmentally, like at that age range, that's when kids. I think it's hang on. Developmentally at that age range, that's when a lot of like motor skills are being developed,
Right.
and that blends so perfectly with what we do of like music and movement and dance. And so we can offer something that's really important past like the age of 7. The ability to learn those motor skills gets lost. So, that's something I would love for us to do. I also love like community involvement. I'm excited to see where our volunteer branch like expands to.
Yes.
Obviously, having started as a volunteer, like, you know,
Right.
there's a lot of learning opportunity. I love like internships and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think that we have a lot of exciting things ahead of us. And I'm personally excited to see where it goes and excited to see how I can help get us there. So
I love it. It's great. Okay. What kinds of opportunities do you hope future students will get to experience here?
Ooh, a script analysis class.
Ooh, yeah.
I'd
Love
love
it.
to see that.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that was like one of my favorite classes. Also like a costume design class.
Wouldn't that be cool? Like a whole tech
Tech
division
wing,
of-
yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
What else? I mean, I'd love to like, again, the internships, like come see
Yes.
how operations works.
Yeah, behind the scenes, like
more
the
behind the
job of it,
scenes.
yeah.
Also like, I'd love to do like, self-tape, how to audition, that sort of thing, prepping you
Yes.
for,
More film, television.
yeah, and even or just like
direction.
prepping you for auditioning, making a career out of
Yes.
performance.
Yeah.
Also like like how it relates into life skills, those sorts of things. I also like just I mean right now like our doors are always open, like students can and should reach out, like
Yeah.
you know, we're busy people, but we love to help where we can. We had an intern, one of our students this summer,
Yep.
come and help with like some social media stuff
Yep.
and other things.
So
And
great.
she pitched some really cool ideas that are like in the works. And so there's a lot of opportunity there, especially for our students who know what we do. They're the ones
Right.
that are they know us best. They're the
Exactly.
ones
Yeah,
doing
they've
it.
lived it in a way that we
So,
haven't ever.
Yeah, and so it's fun to see what they're excited about.
Yeah.
Yeah, so more classes, just all of that, and more bonding experiences.
Yes.
It's always really sweet to see our kids
Just
like
love.
and getting to as they getting them to a place where they can learn more about business as well. Like it's fun to see. So.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. If you had to describe I can do that, what I can do that means to you in one word, what would it be?
Ooh. What it means to me? Or just describe it in one word?
I said what it means to you.
Okay.
But
Well,
you can take it where
my
you
brain
want.
is going to friendship, which I don't know if that's quite the word I would choose, but it's the one that's like in the forefront
Present.
of my mind. So I'll go with friendship. I think it's friendship on all different levels and maybe more connection than friendship. But, teaching students how to connect with each other, with instructors, with material, source
Yes.
material, their scripts, what they're saying,
Right,
what
what
they're
they're
singing,
singing,
what they're dancing. Also connecting with like our colleagues, connecting with our community, connecting with our families. That to me is a huge thing, like of how as a community, like we're really filling a need in the community. And I think after the pandemic, we're all just looking for connection.
Yes.
And so I think ICDT, is like friendship and connection really kind of at the forefront of like, it provides
That's where
something-
everything starts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Truly.
and like what draws you in more, like than being around your friends, like
Right.
coming to work and being around people you're excited to see and excited to communicate with, going to the center and you know, seeing the kids and having them come and interact and, you know, ask questions and get engaged, but then also seeing them grow and, you know, grow their friendships over the years. So, yeah.
All right. Okay. I would pause here. Sorry. I'll do one of the last two and then
Okay.
So,
I know. I was like, I don't even know.
I know. I'm so sorry.
It's 12:34.
No,
we've missed our LTV.
I know. Oh shit. Oh, okay. 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 So as we talked about, you've explored like so many different paths. So why do you think theater and in particular, I Can Do That, like continues to be a part of your story to this day? Like you chose it then and you're choosing it today.
Oh, is there a different one? I feel like I'm just going to reiterate what
The
I've
same
already
thing.
said.
Yeah. So, okay. I'll do another one. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So in this season of your life, 10 years after you came
Yes.
into all of
Yeah.
this, what do you see yourself growing into? Like personally, professionally, like what feels like it's on the horizon? Like what's the next kind of, you know, growth step for you?
Yes. Yeah. Well, like I said, I'm acting as operations director currently, managing a team for the first time. So that's been like a huge, you know, like experience and learning different communication styles, different, you know, understanding people of, you know, what motivates them, how to best set people up for success, really pulling on, you know, back when I was a teacher, like some of that stuff of like, oh, okay, I need to approach this differently because it, you know, this situation requires this skill set or this situation requires a different skill set. I also think like for me in the forefront of my mind is like, again, and embracing like creativity, getting more involved in creative projects inside and outside of work.
Yes.
I'm excited for our adult jazz dance class. I think that's like, you know, we have a lot of our ICDT team members who will be taking that. So that's really exciting. Yeah, just developing that. I'm excited. I look forward to our summers. I think that's like a really fun opportunity where kids kind of get their first taste of ICDT. And that's always really exciting to be involved in and enhancing those, trying to make those as like fun-filled as possible. And yeah, just also those creative breakthroughs, you know, they happen constantly. We're constantly like, what if we did it this way?
Right. Oh my gosh. You had one yesterday. You had a great one yesterday.
I had a great one yesterday. Yes. And or even bigger ones. This came out of me casually mentioning
the whole podcast.
Yeah.
That's something to mention. The whole podcast was Renee's just okay, I have an idea. This might not be a thing. And brought this up and now here we are. So this really is all thanks to you.
Oh,
which
thanks.
is, I mean,
Thanks.
And so much of this is.
So yeah, just more of those moments where we are having ideas and then watching them come into fruition.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so thankful to have you in the company and as a friend and on our podcast. It's amazing. So, and thank you all for watching and comment, like, and ask any questions if you want. I'm sure we're going to have follow-up like podcasts with Renee in the future too. So thanks to you all. Thanks to Renee. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.